Last year, thanks to European Cultural Foundation, I took a Step Beyond travel grant to go to Bosnia and Herzegovina from Poland.
I took this year Step Beyond travel grant to go from Tbilisi to Maastricht.
I got a Step Beyond grant from ECF to travel from Bucharest to Helsinki. I'm an artist. I started a long time ago, more than 20 years, as a performer, and I realized that in order to move on, I have to learn to become a manager and producer, and now I'm doing both. We are the Museum of Contemporary Arts in Bucharest, which is located in Ceausescu's Palace. This is the place where I presented Don't Ask the Blonde, a performance installation that came out from the Step Beyond grant. I met two artists, basically an Italian-Finnish artist who we just had the desire to collaborate together. I was looking for some money to go to Finland. And I decided to apply to the Step Beyond, especially when you are living in a region with not so much funding, you know, Eastern Europe or let's say Turkey, or you know, countries that does not have a big infrastructure, does not have a big funding for contemporary arts. It's very important.
The theater that I studied here is called Song of the Goat Theater. Part of my research was to investigate a little bit into artistic meetings as part of my master's. And I went to Bosnia. I was meeting with people from different cultures, refugees. And that actually was the inspiration for me to start the Jubilo project, which we began in Wrocław. But this beginnings of what I had experienced in Bosnia were always staying with me. And so then it was a few years after that that I applied for the Step Beyond grant. And it was there that we began the artistic workshops. When we do this work in Jubilo, it's about human connection. So in the space we have to build a connection through listening, through contact, through sensing each other. So through this work, it's simply about trying to open different spaces where we can allow things to happen. With the women, they have survived the war, so they have a lot of psychological trauma. There's a lot of deep sadness in them and a lot of silence in their lives. So we did a lot of singing work, a lot of simple yoga, vocal work. I noticed that after a few days, there would be just small moments of somebody coming out. Maybe it's that they started to sing, or that they started to smile, even something simple that. To dance would be a beautiful thing. There were a few moments where some women just really began to dance joyfully inside of the circles we created. And you can start to notice changes.
This is actually the street market, which is built very spontaneously, and there are people selling everything what they can, and you can see here the second-hand parts of the cars, which actually pollutes the whole area. As part of the Gala project, we decided to make art interventions on the spot and to bring two international artists, and one of them will be living next to this place. And the main point is to think about the tools or the idea how to bring the ecological issue closer to these people. As we became part of the Gala project, which is Green Art Lab Alliance project, in which 60 countries are partners, it was necessary to join the kickoff meeting. There was lack of financing, and I was really happy to get this grant. And it was really helpful in terms to see these people who are involved and how different they are and how different organizations are involved in the project and how they are thinking about the environment.
In Wrocław, where we've been sort of basing our work, we started to look for groups that were somehow on the borders or a little bit exiled from society. And one of the key words that we use in the project is the idea of community. And this word of community can directly involve your actual local base, like the environment that you live and you're surrounded by. But it can also open space of community in places that you travel to, which is what happened in Srebrenica, for example. If we think about one of the simplest ideas of democracy, it's something about participation, like active citizenship and participation in society. And this is one thing, not to go too deep into politics, but the arts should be valued in a way that are not just about entertainment.
We are going to have a residency program this year, but we already started with interventions on the market in 2012. We made the sound pieces with the videos, and we built a green area and platform for contemporary art on the spot. In the residency period, we are thinking to involve not only cultural institutions, but also to invite the business companies to raise an understanding of caring on environment. There are not so many artists dealing with an environmental issue and ecological issue. So with this action, we also think to somehow to erase the question in the art field also.
So this project was very much about exchange and collaboration between artists coming from 6 countries. Our work is very much focusing on international collaboration, so we invite quite a lot of people to come in our studio. And at this moment we are creating an annual program which is called the Gabriela Tudor Fellowship, which is an initiative aiming to support the professional development of the emerging arts managers. It's also somehow a kind of mobility support. Back in 2000, I started to do quite a lot of lobby for contemporary dance in Romania, because at that moment dance was not recognized as an official art form. In Romania, the artists are playing a very important role in changing and shaping the society, and they have the possibility to encounter the people, challenging, political, people are engaged, because that's the only way we can go on. So we can, the only chance we have is to speak out, to present through our work as an artist the society and its problems.
It's important that the arts are valued for this way of posing questions that inspire change, inspire action. But it's not going to be in a grand way that your theater performance is going to change the world. It's in some small way that it starts from little small actions, these baby steps that happen at the ground level. And if they start to happen and resonate much more, after a while, things can change from that. Very important about the Step Beyond grant is the seed of the idea. what a grant like Stepian allows you to do is take that and you can sort of plant that in another country and see how it grows. That's really the easiest way to explain it, because what we build in our community, we have to find ways that they meet with other communities as well, because the same plants can grow in many places.